Hey guys, welcome to November. Have you ever gone to a store for just one thing? And by the time you drive by all of the new one things in the store, you end up with an entire cart full of all sorts of new one things. And then you get up to the cash register, you're ready to check out, and you realize you never picked up the one thing that you needed. What happens with that when we start seeing things that we want, we start seeing things that we'd like to have? It's almost like we're compelled to put them into our cart. Well, that's exactly the way it is in life. Sometimes we're never content with what we have. So this month we're studying about contentment. Contentment is being good with what you have. And I just want to tell you that there's people out there right now that they're not content with how much money they have. They're not content with how many cars they have. They're not content with how much stuff they have. They're not content with how many bikes they have. They're not content with how many Legos they have. There's no contentment in their life because they're always wanting something more instead of focusing on the fact that God has already provided for them. And the other thing is that you get there and you buy this new thing when you've got one of those at home. That if you simply took a little time and upcycled it or worked on it a little bit, you could get it to just about the same condition as a new one. That very concept of being able to take what you have and be happy with it is called contentment. This month, we're talking consistently about contentment. The Bible stories we'll go over will definitely point us in the right direction. Hey guys, welcome to the final week of November. Now guys, we've gone through Thanksgiving and we should be thankful for things that we had. And you know, we've had football games, there's been lots of food on the table, and I'm sure that you've had a great time. It's really not hard to be positive, but can I be honest with you for just 1 second? Sometimes we are not in a position to give freely and to be generous because we're not content with what we have. I'm just going to give you an example. One time we, as a children's ministry, decided to have a couch change offering, and so we thought, you know what we're going to do? We're going to collect some money and to help Mission Columbia buy a new truck, because the truck that Mission Columbia had was always broke down. And so we got together some money, and the kids of the church raised like $3,000 towards buying a truck for Mission Columbia. And somebody else came in and donated some money, and they also got a great deal on the truck, and there was a pretty white Chevy truck purchased for Mission Columbia because of change brought in by kids. Not like $2, but like kids are bringing 15 bucks a piece in change. It took us forever to count it all. That was so much fun. We were putting quarters in rolls and trying to do all that stuff, and quite honestly, it was a lot of a pain, but it was so exciting because kids raise money to buy a truck. A truck. Kids, just like you. And if you go back and you ask some of those kids who are now seniors in college, and they're seniors in high school up through seniors in college, some of the kids that were involved in that, they will remember the time that we bought a car using couch change. Generosity stories inspire us because we hear about people giving and then it becomes multiplied, and matching gifts. My wife's pretty excited about one of the things that she's doing at work because her boss's boss has said that he'll match whatever they give dollar for dollar, I think, and it's making it double. So whenever you give $5, it's like giving 10. It's just really cool because generosity is awesome and it inspires us. But you know, the thing is that if we're not content with what we have, then we aren't willing to give generously. If we're not content with what's going on in our lives, then we're not going to be open to giving away because we want to hoard for ourselves. And the truth is that as we go to the Bible in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 8, I'm just going to tell you that as Paul started these churches and went along the way, there were times when he was struggling personally and he would have to fall back on the generosity of people around him, but something happened that just blew him away. And I want to read for you in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. This is what it says. And now, brothers, I want you to know about the grace that God has given the Macedonian churches. Out of the most severe trial, their overflowing joy, their extreme poverty, welled up rich in generosity, for I testify that they gave as much as they were able and even beyond their ability. Entirely on their own, they urgently pleaded with us for the privilege of sharing in this service to the saints. And it did not go as expected, but they gave themselves first to the Lord and then to us in keeping in God's will. So listen, this is what happened. The church in Jerusalem was in a mess. There was famine, there was trouble, there was persecution. And these other churches, basically, the church in Macedonia, it gave above that they were able to give, because these were the poorest of the poor people. But they were able to get together a gift that was sent by Titus, and they got the money together and they gave to these people who were going through a hard time. I mean, we see that time and time again in the church, because in the church, we'll get together and we'll give for Haiti. I mean, Haiti's going through a horrible time right now. And then you think about when the hurricanes have come through. We send missions and we send money and we send supplies and we send encouraging people to go down there and to help with the hurricane relief effort. We call them mud outs in flooding. We call them food preps. When food guys that go out and do the food, we have people, our small group leaders right now, who go and do that for Baptist Global Response. In disaster relief and all these things, they go together to help people who are in need. And it's amazing when God's people can be generous. The churches in Macedonia had gone so above and beyond that Paul wrote to the Corinthians and says, listen, if you want a story, listen to what they did. These poor people gave more than they even could to do something right. And the reason is because God was in it and God multiplied it. So if you start thinking about this, what are things that we can be generous about? I mean, whether you're talking about some baked goods that you can make and you can take to neighbors, if you're talking about some technology and board games that you can no longer use that you want to give to somebody, and don't give people broken stuff, give people good stuff. And to think about things that you can do, like even being compassionate and kind and generous to your brothers and sisters at this time. I mean, that's what this is all about. Giving is about a heart of generosity, and the Bible says that God loves a cheerful giver. Not just a giver to God, but a giver to others. So many times, I don't believe that I think that we think we don't have anything to give, but the truth of the matter is that if we will give what we have, and of what we have, then God will bless it and God will multiply it. God has given us what we have, and I know that there's a lot of stories about how we should give with an open hand, because the things that we hold on to, that's the things that sometimes, it's hardest for us to give up. From the time to time, we become non-content. We're not content. And if we have contentment, then we have a generous spirit. And if we have a generous spirit, then we're able to give and to bless others. So I guess the question that we really need to ask today is, how can you use what you have to help others? We've been talking about upscale all month. We've been talking about fixing up our bikes. We've been talking about making things better. We've been talking about using what we have and being content with what we have. But yet, the real reason we want to do that is so we can bless others. I want to encourage you to find ways that you can bless others and be generous in this time, in this season, because that's what it's all about, really. If you think about it, loving others the way that you want to be loved, treating other people the way you want to be treated, it's the same thing. I mean, you want, when you're down, for somebody to lift you up. You want, when you have a need, for somebody to fill that need. That's what this is all about. That's what generosity and being content and using what you have, that's what makes all this make sense. Well, I love you guys very much, and I hope that you understand that we'd love to see you here. We'd love to have you in person, every one of you be here. I know sometimes that doesn't work out, but please, please keep in touch, all right? And we got some stories, some questions at the end, but before we finish the questions, I want to pray with you that God will bless you this week. Let me pray for you. Father, I pray that you'll watch over and protect and guide us as we go through this week. Help us in this week after Thanksgiving to just Lord, to be grateful for what we have and to give out of a generous heart and be cheerful in what we do. We love you and we praise you, and it's in your name, Jesus. Amen. Thanks, guys. See you next week.